Au seuil du troisième millénaire,
On the threshold of the third millennium, the brilliant points of light which are arising from political pollution invite us all to dialogue to progressively bring about a civilization founded on peace. The end of the Cold War has offered the world new prospects of peace and cooperation. Nevertheless, centers of tension and the outbreak of new regional conflicts have darkened the picture of international relations. Political pollution at the world level has produced armed conflicts, wars, massacres, and coups d'etats against democracy. Therefore, we would like to humbly share with you our 8 democratic beatitudes for a civilization of peace. 8 democratic beatitudes for a civilization of peace. The first democratic beatitude. Blessed are those who defend democracy. May peace prevail among them. The condemnation of the coup d'etat of the 30th of September 1991 is an expression of the desire of the United Nations to defend the democratic principles and rights of the Haitian people. And we would like to thank you warmly for that. The advent of this civilization of peace at a worldwide level necessarily involves restoring constitutional order to Haiti, where blood is flowing, corpses are being heaped up, and repression is being intensified. A coup d'etat in itself is a crime against mankind. These 12 months thus are symbolic of a double crime against humanity. May the door finally be opened so that peace can once more shine among us.
Jou va, jou viens, jou aller, jou vini, jou sa. 5
days before the coup d'etat of the 30th of September 1991, here in the United Nations, from this rostrum, the people of Haiti cried out, "Democracy or death." Today, on behalf of the 3,000 people assassinated by the enemies of democracy, the Haitian people promotes, with the same conviction from the same rostrum, the same cry. It utters the cry, "Democracy or death." Anyone desirous of peace must defend democracy.
La paix ak démocratie, c'est Haïtien ak Haïti. Youn pa vive sans l'autre. La paix ak démocratie, c'est nous ak moi. Youn pa vive sans l'autre. Que la paix revienne en Haïti.
Peace return to Haiti.
Que la paix revienne.
And may peace likewise be restored to Yugoslavia and Somalia. The Republic of Haiti condemns the acts of terrorism and genocide which have brought about such a paroxysm of horror. We appeal to the international community to make itself responsible for progressively creating a civilization of peace. Second democratic beatitude. Blessed are those who promote economic growth, because peace and economic poverty are incompatible.
Misère ak la paix, c'est lait ak citron, youn pa vle wè l'autre. Misère ak la paix, c'est Haïti ak cédras, youn pa vle wè l'autre. Les gen la guerre nan ventre, pas gen la paix nan tête. Depuis la Seconde Guerre mondiale,
Since the Second World War,
la production mondiale
world
a baissé
production
pour la première fois
has
de
fallen
0,5% l'an dernier.
for the first time by 0.5% last year.
La
In the
dégradation
developing
des
countries,
conditions économiques
the deterioration
et
of economic
sociales
and social
est
conditions
spectaculaire.
is
D'où
spectacular.
misère infrahumaine,
Hence subhuman
abus de
poverty,
drogue,
drug abuse,
augmentation de la
and
criminalité.
increase in crime.
Les 20% des plus riches
20%
du monde
of the wealthiest people in the world
ont 83% du
have
revenu mondial.
83% of the world's income.
Les 20% des plus pauvres du
20% of the
monde
poorest people in the
n'ont
world
que
only have
1,4% du revenu mondial.
1.4% of that world income.
Aujourd'hui,
Today,
nous avons
we
1,2
have
billion de
1.2
pauvres dans les
billion
pays en
poor
développement.
people living in developing
En l'an
countries.
2000, nous en aurons
The year
1,3.
2000, we will have
En l'an
1.3,
2025,
and in the year
nous en aurons
2025,
1,5.
we will have 1.5.
Or, le principe de base
So,
du droit
the
international
fundamental principle
est un principe
of
d'égalité.
international public law is the principle of equality. In this context,
Aristote nous rappelle
Aristotle
que la
has reminded us
exige
that
une
politics
relation de
requires a
réciprocité
reciprocal
et de
relationship
symétrie
and symmetrical
où les
relationship
citoyens
to
sont
obtain,
mis
whereby
les
the
uns
citizens
à côté des
are placed on
autres
an equal
et
footing
non
with each
les
other
uns
and
sur
not
les
one
autres.
on top of each other.
Tout monde c'est moun, moun respecte moun, moun paraît ak moun. De même, dans son
Likewise,
ouvrage La justice
in his work
politique,
entitled Political Justice,
Hoppe, titulaire de chaire
Hoppe,
d'éthique et de
who
philosophie
occupies the
politique,
chair of ethics and
nous
political philosophy,
rappelle
has
que
reminded us
pris dans un ensemble,
that on the whole,
Platon et
Plato
Aristote
and
déploient
Aristotle
un bouquet bigarré
had
de raisons
offered us
pour
a
montrer
florilegium
qu'une
of
vie en
reasons
commun
to
est
demonstrate
profitable à
that
toutes les parties
life in
prenantes.
common is profitable
Les
to all
rapports
those
dès lors
participating
sont
in it.
régis par des lois. Des lois
Relationships,
à
therefore, are ruled by
respecter.
laws, laws which must
Des
be
lois
respected,
à ne pas
laws which must
transgresser.
not be transgressed.
Des lois pour une
Laws
société de droit.
In a society
justice
of law,
doit être
justice must
l'oxygène
be,
de l'économie.
as it were, the oxygen
La
of the economy.
justice doit
Justice,
être l'oxygène de
I repeat,
l'économie.
must be the
Comment
oxygen of the
parvenir
economy.
à une
How can
civilisation
we
de paix
bring about a
sans
civilization
une
of peace
croissance
unless
économique et
there
humaine
is human
à
and
l'échelle
economic
du
growth
monde?
at the world level?
C'est bien dans ce monde où
It is in
malheureusement
this world where,
chaque
unfortunately,
année,
every year,
près de 3 millions d'enfants meurent
almost
de
3
maladies contre
million,
lesquelles
3
il existe des
million
vaccins.
children
Sur
die
chaque
from
3 enfants,
illnesses against which
un
there are
souffre
vaccines.
de malnutrition
Of 3
grave.
children, 1 suffers from
Pourquoi
serious
tant de
malnutrition.
souffrance?
Why so much suffering,
Entre la
we may ask?
souffrance et l'opulence, y a-t-il
Must
une offense?
suffering and opulence
Le
be
Sud
necessarily at
compte
daggers drawn?
77%
The South
de la population mondiale,
accounts for 77% of the world
mais
population,
ne
but
dispose que de
only
15% du
has
revenu de la planète.
15% of the world's earnings.
En
In
Amérique
Latin
latine,
America,
17%
17% of the landowners control 90%
des terres.
of the land.
Comment parler de paix
How can we
quand
speak of peace
l'égalité des droits civiques
when
devient
equality in
inégalité
civil rights
socio-économique?
has become socio-economic
Contraste
inequality?
flagrant.
A striking contrast indeed, spectacular
due
contradictions
aux
due
violations des
to
droits de la
violations
personne.
of the rights of the individual.
Chez nous, en Haïti,
In Haiti,
c'est encore
in our country,
pire.
it's even worse.
Les structures
The
d'exploitation que nous
exploitive
avons
structures which
héritées
we inherited
doivent être transformées
must be democratically transformed
en structures
into
de
structures
participation et de justice.
made up of participation
Participation de
and
tous,
justice, participation by
justice
everyone,
pour
justice
tous,
for everyone,
transparence
and
en
transparency in all matters.
tout. Dès lors,
Hence,
nous n'aurons plus cet héritage
we will no longer be
Dès lors, nous n'aurons
Hence, we
plus
will no
cet
longer
héritage
be burdened by
colonial
this colonial
projeté par ce
heritage,
tableau statistique,
which
à
is
savoir
so clearly indicated by the
1% de la
statistical
population
table. That is,
haïtienne
1% of the
possède
population
plus de 45% du revenu national.
has more than